Hello friends, welcome back. Today I'm going to be going through 7 very important things I wish I knew as a beginner colored pencil artist. Now this will save you so much time, money and stress. Also, you would improve a lot faster if you know this from the onset. Now the last one is probably the most important, so don't forget to stick and stay. If you are new here, I'm Kojo and I make realistic drawings with colored pencils. Let's get straight into it. Now the first thing I'd like to talk about is that you need to get an extra set of black and white colored pencils. You will thank me later for this, trust me. You have no idea how quickly you'll run out of these colors. One time, I literally used an entire white pencil on just 2 drawings. And this was a new pencil, 2 drawings and it was gone. So whatever you do, try to get an extra set of black and white colored pencils. Point number 2, and that is to keep your pencils sharp at all times. I wish I knew how important this was from the start. Using sharp pencils helps you to easily get into the grain or the tooth of the paper and cover the paper more easily, resulting in an overall smooth effect. Using a sharp pencil also makes the entire process a whole lot easier. The type of sharpener you use doesn't really matter as long as it gets the work done. I use both the handheld and electronic sharpness. You may think your choice of pencil is the most important thing, but it isn't. Your choice of paper is. Yeah, hopefully you're surprised. You have a greater chance of creating a good looking artwork with cheap pencils on a good paper than you do with expensive pencils on a poor quality paper. There are broadly 2 types of papers categorized according to their surface texture: smooth papers and vellum or rough textured papers. Using papers that are too smooth can be challenging as the paper would not be able to hold firmly onto the pigment of the pencils. Papers that are too smooth can also make layering challenging, and layering is a big part of colored pencil drawings. On the other hand, papers that are too rough can also be difficult to work with. You will require numerous layers in order to hide the tooth or the grain of the paper, and even then the tooth will still be visible. The best kind of paper in my opinion is paper that is moderately rough in texture, and I find the Strathmore Bristol vellum papers to be in that perfect spot. I personally prefer the 300 and 500 series. Avoid sketch or printer papers if you want your drawings to look realistic. I wish I knew how important color swatches were. Always create color swatches as soon as you get a new set of colored pencils. Creating color swatches will save you so much time and stress, and honestly I wish I knew this earlier. When creating color swatches, make sure to use the same type of paper you'll be using for your drawing. Do not rely on the lead or casing of the pencils to determine their colors because they can be very misleading. Now that you have your swatches down, all you have to do is to compare the colors in your swatches to those in your reference image, and that will help you choose the right colors for your drawing. Now that leads me perfectly onto my next point, which is do not worry too much about picking the perfect color, and I'll show you why. Which of these 2 pictures of Selena Gomez is the original one? I bet it's difficult to tell. Exactly. Even though the colors are slightly different in both images, they both still look very realistic. What makes a good looking drawing is more about value and contrast rather than selecting the perfect colors. You just have to be close enough to the colors in the reference image. Be more concerned about value and contrast rather than stressing over choosing the perfect colors. Now, layering is everything when it comes to colored pencil drawing. I don't think I can stress enough the importance of layering when it comes to colored pencil art. If you want to make realistic looking drawings with your colored pencils, then you should pay attention to layering. Layering helps you to create depth, and when you have depth, your drawings look a lot more realistic. I've got another video that talks about layering, and you can check that out later. Now, the next and probably most important thing in my opinion, especially in the context of creating realistic looking drawings, is the outline or sketch. And if you follow me, I'm sure you've heard me say it's like a million times. Everything you do with the colored pencil is mostly going to be within the confines of an outline or sketch. That means if the outline is bad, ultimately your drawing is not going to look good. There are many ways of doing it, and again I've got an entire video. In fact, the very first video I made on this channel was about how to create accurate outlines, so be sure to check that out. Now, if you are interested in the basics of realistic drawings with colored pencils, you can check out my free ebook, The Basics of Realistic Colored Pencil Art. It teaches you everything you need to know in a well-organized manner. You may also want to check out my other ebook, Mastering Realistic Portraits with Colored Pencils, if you are into portrait art. It contains video links under each section to make learning a whole lot easier and a lot more fun. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips and tutorials, and I'll see you in the next one.